Hi guys, I'm going to talk about the purpose of Annex 1, Prevention of Pollution by Oil. MARPOL Annex 1 is a crucial part of the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, commonly known as MARPOL. It especially focuses on addressing the risk of marine pollution caused by oil and oily mixtures. This annex sets out a regulation and guidelines for the discharge of oil and oily residues from ships, aiming to safeguard the marine environment and protect marine life. The annex also covers procedures for shipboard oil pollution emergency plans, addressing spills and leaks, and outlining requirements for oil tank design and construction. This section of the convention focuses specifically on preventing pollution by oil, setting a global standards to minimize the harmful impact of oil discharge from ships. Section to MARPOL Annex 1. 1. Historical context. The 1967 Torrey Canyon disaster, which resulted in massive oil spill, prompted the international community to address oil pollution from ships. The IMO developed MARPOL in response to this tragedy, and Annex 1 was specifically designed to mitigate the risk of oil pollution. 2. Scope and objectives. MARPOL Annex 1 encompasses a wide range of regulations and covering the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of ships as well as the management of oil discharges and emergency preparedness. 3. Evolution and amendments. The Annex has undergone several amendments over the years, constantly evolving to incorporate new technologies, scientific advancements, and best practices in oil pollution prevention. 1. Preventing operational oil discharge. Ships regularly produce oil-contaminated water as part of their operations. This happens in a place like engine rooms, where oil mixes with water, creating what's known as oily bridge water. To address this, Annex 1 requires ships install use of oil water separators and oil discharge monitoring system. These technologies ensure that any water discharged into the sea contains only trace amount of oil, typically no more than 15 parts per million. The aim of is here to make sure the normal ship operation don't pollute our ocean with oil, even in small quantities. 2. Reducing risk of accidental spill. Accidental spills are often caused by ship collision, grounding, or structural failures can have catastrophic consequences. Annex 1 addresses this by requiring oil tankers to have specific structural protection, most notably double hulls. A double-hulled tanker has an extra layer of protection between the oil it's carrying and external environment, which significantly reduces the chance of oil leaking into the sea in the event of an accident. Additionally, Annex 1 mandates the all ships carrying oil must have oil pollution emergency plans in place. These plans ensure that in the event of an oil spill, the ship crew can respond quickly and effectively to minimize the damage. 3. Ensuring compliance and enforcement. To ensure that these regulations are followed, Annex 1 includes strict requirements to keeping recording. Every ship is required to maintain an oil record book, which log all operations involving oil such as transfer, discharge, or accidental spills. This transparency allows authorities to monitor compliance and detect any violation. Furthermore, ships are subject to port state control inspection and audits by flag states, which mean that can be inspected at ports worldwide to ensure they are following the regulation. Non-compliance can result in significant penalty, which further encourages ships to adhere to the rules. This is the purpose of Annex 1: protect the marine environment. The primary objective of Annex 1 is to prevent oil pollution from ships and safeguard the marine environment. Oil spills have devastating impact on marine life, ecosystem, and coastal communities. And promote the sustainable shipping. The Annex 1 responsible shipping practice that minimize the risk of oil pollution by setting regulation on oil discharge, ship design, and emergency preparedness. Annex 1 fosters sustainable shipping practice that protect the environment. And last of this, enforce the international standard. Annex 1 establishes an international standard for oil pollution prevention, ensuring ships operating on the ship's high seas adhere to common regulation regardless of their flag state. Annex 1 of MARPOL is about prevention, protection, enforcement. Its aim to prevent oil pollution by controlling both routine discharge and accidental spills, to protect marine ecosystem, to enforce compliance through international cooperation. The regulation under Annex 1 not only safeguard the marine environment but also ensure the shipping industry operates reasonably, reducing the environmental footprint. By uploading the standard set by Annex 1, we contribute to a cleaner, healthier ocean and take vital steps toward ensuring future generations can enjoy benefits from our work in marine resources. Environmental impact. Now let's talk about the impact of oil pollution on the environmental. Oil spills, even relatively small ones, can devastate marine ecosystem. When oil is discharged into the sea, it forms a slick on the water surface, blocking sunlight from reaching underwater ecosystem. This can disrupt the entire food chain from plankton to larger fish and marine mammals. Additionally, oil can coat the bodies of marine animals like birds and sea turtles, leading to suffocation or poisoning. The recovery process from oil pollution is a long, difficult, often taking years or decades. Coastal economies rely on fishing or tourism also suffer greatly when oil spills occur. By preventing both operational discharge and accidental spills, Annex 1 is critical to preserving marine biodiversity and protecting the livelihoods of communities that depend on the ocean. Broader global impact and cooperation. Annex 1 is a part of a global effort to protect the marine environment. MARPOL, as an international convention, relies on cooperation between nations. Countries that signatories to MARPOL agree to enforce this regulation on ships flying their flag, ensuring the ships operating worldwide adhere to same standards. This global approach is essential because the ocean doesn't recognize national boundaries. A spill in one part of the world can easily spread and affect ecosystems far beyond its origin. Furthermore, Annex 1 encourages innovation and responsibility in the shipping industry by requiring ships to adopt safer design and advanced technology. It drives the industry to continuously improve its environmental performance.
Hello everyone, this is the definition of terms of MARPOL Annex 1. Definition of oil. Annex 1 defines oil broadly to encompasses and range of substances including crude oil, fuel oil, lubricating oil, and other oily mixture. This wide definition ensures that the annex covers a wide range of oil-related pollutants. Oily mixture. An oily mixture is any mixture containing oil, including bilge water, ballast water, and tank washings, that has the potential to pollute the marine environment. It also covers residues from oil spills which pose a significant threat to ecosystem. And the definition of discharge. The term discharge refers to the intentional or unintentional release of oil or oily mixtures from a ship into the marine environment. Annex 1 sets limits on discharge levels and requires proper management of oily residues. And this is the definition of oil. Oil meaning petroleum in any form including crude oil, fuel oil, sludge, oil refuse, and refined products. Other than petrochemicals which are subject to the provision of Annex 2 of the present prevention. Yung mga oil na tinutukoy dito is pwedeng galing sa ships or galing from shore, no? Kung sa ships ito galing, pwede siyang galing sa merchant na nagdi-discharge, ganun. And ganun din sa mga nadi-discharge from shore. And natinatapon natin sa oceans, syempre. Sa apre nito yung mga iba't ibang uri ng mga langis na ginagamit sa mga barko para mapatakbo natin yung barko. And this definition is for regulations. Para ma-handle ito ng tama, ma-handle natin ng tama at tamang pag-transport ng mga oil. And pangalawa is definition of oily mixture. Oily mixtures means a mixture with any oil content. Oily mixture, dito rin yung mga pagkain na kinakain natin na ginagamitan natin ng oil or mga products na pwedeng gamitan ng oil na sinasabi nating oily mixture. And oily mixture, ito rin yung mga tubig na may halong langis or dumi na nanggagaling sa makina. And some laws na mayroon tayo, before tayo dapat magtapon, para maiwasan natin yung mga pollution sa dagat, that we need to clean the oily mixture using oil water separator para maitapon ito ng maayos at maiwasan natin yung mga pollution na maaring mangyari. And pangatlo is definition of oil fuel, meaning any oil used as fuel in connection with the propulsion and auxiliary machinery of the ship in which such oil is carried. Okay. Dito naman po, meaning yung mga ginagamit naman po natin sa ship, syempre para mapatakbo natin yung ships or vessels natin na nagkakaroon din ng pollution dito. Dahil sa mga tinatapon natin sa oceans or tinatapon overboard na mga used fuel oil or pinagpalitan ng oil fuel, no? Yung iba naman tinatapon nila sa facilities. And tumutukoy din naman yung oil fuel sa iba't ibang langis para mapatakbo natin yung vessels natin, no? Like heavy fuel oil, marine diesel oil, or marine gas oil. Sobrang hinihigpitan yung mga paggamit nito or sa mga pagtatapon nito dahil para maiwasan natin syempre yung mga aksidenteng pagtagas, ganun, or sea pollution na maaaring mangyari. And definition of nearest land. Nearest land, the term from the nearest land means from the baseline from which the territorial sea of the territory in question is established in accordance with the international law, except that for the purposes of the present convention from nearest land of the northeastern coast of Australia shall means from a line drawn from a point on the coast of Australia. Nearest land naman refers to the closest point of a country's coastline or in special areas like the Great Barrier Reef. The edge of the protected area, this term is used to set rules about how far ships must be from land before they can legally discharge oil or oily mixture into the sea, helping to protect coastal and sensitive areas from pollution. And example na lang natin, nearest land. Hindi naman siya tumutukoy lang sa mismong baybayin ng Australia, no? Kundi sa panlabas din ng hangganan ng reef. Kunwari, yung mga barko natin kailangan magtapon ng oil or oily mixture sa labas ng reef upang maprotektahan natin mga masiselang kapaligiran ng reef or coastal. Sa ibang lugar naman, ang nearest land, karaniwan naman siyang tumutukoy sa mga pinakamalapit na punto ng coastline ng isang bansa. Halimbawa na lang natin yung US coastline. Kung ang barko natin yung naglalayag malapit sa nearest land ng US coastline, no? Ang pinakamalapit na lupa ng baybayin ng US at ang pagtatapon ng langis, papayagan lang siya ng ng sinasabing layo na pwede kang magtapon. Halimbawa, 15 nautical miles mula sa baging ito, ganyan. Pwede kang magtapon ng oil or bawal kang magtapon ng oil. And also, the main definition of nearest land, syempre, is used from regulations. The nearest land is used from the regulations, no? And lastly, definitions of special areas means a sea area where, for recognized technical reason in relation to its oceanographical and ecological condition, to the particular character of its traffic, the adoption of special mandatory methods, the prevention of sea pollution by oil is required. Kapag sinabi naman nating special area, it is area which we cannot dispose oil or hindi pwedeng pagtapunan ng mga oil or oily mixture, no? Kasi pwede importante po yung area na to. Kaya sinasabi natin special area na kung saan meron lang tayo pinaprevent sa area na yon. Kasi kung magtatapon tayo doon, pwedeng may makasama dito sa area na to, ganyan. And dapat dun sa area na yon, lagi nating inaalala kasi may pinaprevent nga tayo na natural resources sa ating dagat. And also, the special area means a mandatory methods in preventing oil pollution by oil. And special areas, sabi doon kanina na means technical reason in relation to its oceanographical and ecological conditions.
Hello everyone, I'm Midshipman Badilis Edmer M. And my topic is MARPOL Annex 1 Oil Special Areas. Special areas are designated regions or zones that require special attention and specific measure to address their unique challenges and opportunities. These areas can vary in terms of their historical context, key figures, impact, and future developments. Understanding the significance of special areas is crucial for addressing the complex needs of different communities and promoting sustainable development. The impact of special areas can be both positive and negative, depending on the effectiveness of the intervention and investments. On the positive side, special areas have helped to improve living conditions, create economic opportunities, and enhance the overall well-being of communities facing significant challenges. For example, targeted investments in education, healthcare, and infrastructure in special areas have led to improved outcomes in terms of poverty reduction, job creation, and social inclusion. In conclusion, special areas play a critical role in promoting social justice, economic development, and environmental sustainability. By understanding the historical context, key figures, impact, and future developments related to special areas, we can better address the complex needs of different communities and work towards a more inclusive and equitable society. It is essential to continue exploring innovative approaches and engaging with diverse stakeholders to ensure the success and sustainability of special areas in the years to come. And that's all, everyone. I'm Midshipman Badilis. Thank you all.
So, good day guys. I'm Midshipman Mercer Urgent E. And this topic is about the Annex 1, Prevention of Pollutions by Oil. So, I'm gonna tackle this about methods of preventions of oil pollutions. First, what is method for prevention of oil pollutions? So, ito po yung methods ng prevention natin para maiwasan nating kumalat ito sa dagat or sa oceans or sa laot, tawagin natin. So first, we have the tank designs and constructions. Annex 1 is a standards for the design and constructions of oil tanks, including requirements for double hulls and other measures to prevent oil spill from structural failures. So ang ibig sabihin po ng tank designs and constructions, ito po yung sinasabi nating lawak o laki ng isang tangke ng gasolina na sinusupply natin sa oceans or tank to tank tayo. Like, gaano kalaki yung tangke ng isang vessels na kung saan siya yung nagsusupply sa another vessel upang bigyan ng sapat na gasolina. So, para maiwasan natin yon, maiwasan yung prevention ng oil spills, mas maingat nating ni-structural na maayos yung construction ng tangke, tawagin. Second is operational procedures. First, operational procedures is the Annex mandates specific operational procedures for handling oil and oil mixtures, such as a proper segregations of oil tanks, careful ballasting, and regular maintenance of equipment. So, operational procedures. Operational procedures, sabihin na natin regular maintenance ng isang tangke or isang careful ballasting o proper segregation of oil tanks para maiwasan po natin yung oil spill o pagkalat ng langis sa dagat. Next one is oil water separators. Oil water separators is ships are required to install oil water separators which remove oil from bilge water and other oily mixtures before discharge, ensuring the only water below the prescribed limits is the release. So, ibig sabihin ng oil water separators, common sense, separators, oil water separators po, kumbaga pinaghihiwalay niyo yung langis sa tubig. So, remove oil from bilge water and other oily mixture. Next one, and the last one of methods of prevention of oil pollutions, emergency preparedness. Emergency preparedness, siyempre aware na tayo dito sa emergency. Once na emergency, ito yung mga unjust case na mangyari o baka mangyari sa atin. Kaya dapat prepared tayo. So, Annex 1 is emphasize the importance of shipboard oil pollutions. Emergency plans o SOPEP. Mamaya, itatakal natin what is SOPEP o SOPEP, which outline procedures for responding to oil spills and minimizing the impact of pollution event. So, ayun lang guys, ang method of prevention of oil pollution is at tank designs and constructions, operational procedures, oil water separators, and also the emergency preparedness.
Good day to everyone. I am Midshipman Hansley Ivan Arfordan, and I am here to report the discharge, provision of oil and oil mixture. So, bago natin talakayin ang ating topics ngayon, ay magkakaroon naman tayo ng konting backgrounds mula sa Annex 1. So, Annex 1 contains regulations for the protection of the marine environment from oil pollution. So, in both operational and accidental discharge from the ship at sea. So, ibig sabihin po, nilalaman ng Annex 1 ang mga regulasyon na kung saan poprotektahan nito ang ating marine environment. So, ano po ba yung pagkaka-define ng oil sa Annex 1? So, sabi po sa Annex 1, yung oil po means petroleum in any form which includes. So, ito po yung mga examples ng mga oil sa tinalakay sa Annex 1. So number 1, yung crude oil. So next, yung fuel oil, sludge, oil refuse, refined products, and other substances. So in this annex, represent the different oil. And also po, yung MARPOL Annex 1 mandates that the oil tankers of 150 gross tonnage and above, and all ship of 400 gross tonnage and above must hold a valid international oil pollution prevention certificate to certify that they have been successfully surveyed. So, ibig sabihin po, kinakailangan na ang lahat ng mga vessels, lahat ng mga ships na lumalayag ay kinakailangan po meron silang hinahawakan na International Oil Pollution Prevention Certification para po ma-certify na sila po ay talagang sinorvey ng regulasyon. So, illustration lamang po sa atin. So, bago po tayo makapagpatayo ng mga business someday, kinakailangan po natin ng mga requirements na kung saan susunod po tayo sa mga regulations ng mga nasasakupan natin. So, bago natin ma-attain yung business na yun, kinakailangan na magkaroon tayo ng pinangahawakang certification. So, ganoon din po sa ating MARPOL Annex 1 na sa lahat ng mga barkong dumadaong, lahat ng barkong lumalayag, kinakailangan na mayroon silang hawak bilang katibayan na talaga sila'y sinorvey. So, based on the definition of terms na kung saan ay binanggit po ng ating co-college na si Midshipman Lintag, sabi po niya nun sa meaning ng discharge means unintentional or intentional release of oil and oily mixtures from a ship's into marine environment. Ibig sabihin daw po ng discharge, ito po yung mga hindi sinasadya o sinasadya natin na pagtapon o pagre-release ng mga chemical oil mula sa ating barko papunta doon sa marine environment. So, nasa screen niyo po yung tatlo po dyan na points, which is yung discharge zone, yung discharge limit, and prohibited discharge. So, unahin po natin yung discharge zone. So, in Annex 1, establish discharge zone. Ito po yung area wherein oil and oily mixture can be discharged under certain condition such as distance from land and oil content limits. So, ito po yung mga place wherein it is prohibited to discharge. So, number 1 po, yung mga beyond 12 nautical miles of the nearest land. So, yung dapat po yung pagitan natin mula sa pinakamalapit na lupa is 12 nautical miles. So, upon po doon sa nautical miles sa yun, hindi po dapat tayo doon mag-discharge ng oil and oily mixtures. And number 2 po, yung special areas. So, sa ating po pagtatalakay ng mga nauna, natalakay po doon yung mga different special areas po sa MARPOL. So, including dyan yung Baltic Sea, yung Mediterranean Sea, and also po, number 3, yung mga protected areas natin. So, including po dito yung mga national parks natin, yung mga marine reserves po natin. So, sa mga ganito pong mga protected areas, hindi po dapat tayo dito mag-discharge ng mga oil and oily mixtures. Ibig sabihin po, sa mga lugar na nabanggit, is kinakailangan po na pangalagaan natin yung mga nabanggit na mga lugar at hindi natin dun dapat ilagay yung ating mga pinaggamitang oil and oily mixtures. So lastly po, ay kasama rin dito yung mga areas which sensitive ecosystems. So ibig sabihin po, kasama na rito yung mga coral reef natin, yung mga mangroves natin, yung mga bakawan. So kinakailangan po na sumunod tayo dun sa compliance tayo dun sa regulation po ng marine pollution. So, dun po tayo sa panibago, yung discharge limit. So, The annex sets a specific discharge limit for oil and oily mixtures based on the type of oil and location and the ship's size. So these limits are designed to minimize the risk of pollution. So, batay po sa Annex 1 ay nagdahad po siya ng specific discharge limit na kung saan nakabase po kung ano po yung oil na i-release natin at ano po, kung saan po tayo na magre-release ng oil and oily mixtures. So, it based din po sa laki o liit ng ating barko. So, kinakailangan po na sumunod tayo sa rules and regulation and i-release po natin yung oil and oily mixtures batay po sa binibigay po na consideration ng Annex 1. So, these limits are designed to minimize the risk of pollution. So, ibig sabihin po, ito po ang discharge limit, nililimit po nito yung risk po ng pollution sa ating marine environment. So, yun nga po, sinasabi po na mapapangalagaan natin yung ating marine environment through yun pong integrity natin and yung fairness natin sa lahat ng bagay. So, next po, yung prohibited discharge. So, in certain areas such as special areas, discharge of oil and oily mixtures are prohibited altogether. So, ibig sabihin po ay sa special areas po, hindi po dapat tayo doon mag-release ng oil. Kasi nga po, prohibited po sa lahat ng lugar. So, sa prohibited discharge po, dito po, malalaman natin kung saan-saan pong mga lugar hindi po pinapayagan na mag-discharge tayo ng oil. So, this may help to minimize the bad effect to marine environment. So, kinakailangan po na sumunod tayo sa kung saan po dapat tayo mag-discharge ng mga oil and oily mixtures. So, yun lamang po. Next topic po tayo.
So, good day again guys. So, next tackle natin about sa SOP, like I said earlier. What is SOPEP o SOPEP? So, we'll be tackle this topic about the Shipboard Oil Pollution Emergency Plan. And one is OPA. What is OPA? OPA 90. Ang OPA 90 is Oil Pollutions by 1990. Oil Pollution of 1990. So, start muna tayo sa SOPEP or Shipboard's Oil Pollution Emergency Plan. What is Shipboard's Emergency Plan? So, Shipboard Emergency Plan, ito yung mga dinidevelop niya yung mga ship owner or operators, outlines procedure for responding to oil spills and leaks. Also including the information of equipment, personnel, and communications. And I think this will be ang SOP, ito yung inaano niya yung 400 gross tonnage to 500 gross tonnage. Next one is OPA 90. So, sa di nakakaalam po ang SOPEP natin, ito po yung para din siyang libro kung saan nakikita natin yung mga emergency plan para hindi tayo what do you call that? Hindi tayo magulo. Hindi magulo ang isipan natin. Next one is OPA. OPA 90 is Oil Pollution Act of 1990. Ito yung US legislation that focuses on oil pollution preventions and response. Require ship operating in US waters to have a detailed oil spill response plan and emphasize preparedness and the need for rapid response. So, ang OPA daw po, isa rin siyang rules na nagpatupad ang US. Kumbaga, nag-focus po siya sa oil pollutions, prevention, and response natin, guys. So, yun lang po. And, salamat.
Good day everyone. I am Group 1 and before I start, I will introduce myself. My name is Midshipman Abregonda Christian L from this MT Alpha, and my topic for today is the impact of oil in marine environment. So number 1, toxicity. So oil is a toxic to marine organisms, especially in high concentrations. It can damage gills, interfere with breathing, and lead to death. It can also accumulate in the food chain, harming top predators. So yung toxicity nga ng oil sa marine organism ay nakaka-harm sa mga gills at saka interfere natin when it comes sa pag-breathe. So yun yung nagiging cause ng pagkamatay nila. At saka minsan humahalo yung mga oil content sa mga pagkain ng mga predators, kaya yun isa rin yung reason sa kanilang pagkamatay. So number 2 is habitat destruction. Oil spill can smother and suffocate marine life, including fish, coral reefs, and seagrass beds. It can also contaminate sediments, affecting bottom-dwelling organisms. So, yung oil spill daw ay mas nagiging smoother, at saka yun yung reason kung bakit nasusuffocate yung marine life natin, katulad ng mga fish, coral reefs, seagrass beds, at saka nako-contaminate yung mga sediments natin, at nakaka-affect din siya sa dwelling organisms. So, the number 3 is economic impacts. Oil spill can damage fishing grounds, tourism industries, and coastal communities. The cleanup efforts are expensive, and the environmental damage can have long-term economic consequences. So, dito naman sa economic impacts, so mas ang maapektuhan dito is yung mga, like for example, beach resort, mga fishermen, mga coastal communities, mga ganun. Kasi sila yung parang dun sila kumukuha ng kanilang ipangbebenta, like pagkain, ganun. So ang mangyayari is malulugi sila, wala silang mahuhuling isda, ganun. Pati na rin sa mga beach resort, yun, malulugi yung resort nila kasi may oil spill nga, may oil contaminant, parang ganun. And then yung paglinis or pagtanggal sa oil spill is matatagalan, at it takes a long time para malinis nila yung isang dagat na may oil contaminant. So that's all for today, guys, and thank you for listening me, and sana may natutunan kayo sa konting paliwanag ko, and thank you sa inyo, guys. Bye bye.
So, will be for the short summary in this topic. about the Annex 1, I will be shortly discuss to you guys the conclusion and key takeaways. MARPOL Annex 1 is a fundamental international agreement that plays a crucial role in preventing oil pollutions from ship and safeguarding the marine environment. It sets strict regulations, promotes responsible and shipping practices, and underscore the importance of emergency preparedness by adhering to the Annex guidelines. The maritime industry can significantly reduce the risk of oil spill, minimizing their detrimental impact on marine life, ecosystem, and coastal communities. Continue to effort to update and enforce MARPOL Annex 1 are essential to ensure the protections of the world's ocean for the future generations. So, in the short way, para maintindihan ng iba, ang MARPOL Annex 1 po, ang inaano niya dito is yung sa marine environment natin. Bakit? Dahil ilan na lamang po ang nabubuhay na endangered species nga ito kung tawagin. Kaya natin iniingatan yung dagat or yung oceans natin, like environment. So iniiwasan natin mag-oil spill ang langis sa dagat para umiwas din sa ibang sakit na magdulot ng ibang mga minerals natin sa dagat. Like, we call that the mga isda natin ba. So, ano nito, hindi lang sa marine environment. Kumbaga, this will be our discipline for the industry. From the maritime industry, this will be our discipline to do not throw garbage, do not throw the plastic in the oceans. Kaya kailangan natin ingatan ng dagat o ang ating oceans. Kaya pinatupad ang Annex 1 Prevention of Pollutions by Oil upang ingatan ang ating marine environment or ecosystem kung tawagin natin. Ilang po guys, maraming salamat po at sana may naintindihan po kayo sa discuss ko. Thank you.